Yo, 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 welcome back to Carpos Cribs. And today, I'm going to be showing you my crib. You know why? Because I usually ain't got no chance to do so because there's always somebody in here. Who is always in here? The family, friends, relatives, acquaintances. All right, so I'm standing here in my house, April 10th, 2025. And I'm looking out into my beautiful front yard, which I take for granted because I've lived here for 20 something years and I'm ready to get the hell out of here. But the fact that I have some trees out front, those are my two hawthorn trees, which I have to prune back every year, which I didn't prune back this year. And our nice little view out here. I'm not going to show you the backyard for the reason that it is a disaster right now. And the reason I'm showing my house is multifaceted. My oldest son, who's usually here, he went up to the movie theater with his friends. My youngest son, who just got home, my wife took him and his friend up to meet them at the movie theater so they can all go to a movie together to go see the Minecraft movie. And I actually wanted to go with him, but I'm not going to have an adult there with the kids. Anyway, whoops. See, he's texting me about it right now. What does he say? 5:15 works. Okay. Okay. They are on their way. So, yeah, my wife's on her way up there, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to kind of share my domicile. And I'm doing this because a lot of times when people show off their houses, when you see many of you who remember like MTV Cribs, I never watched it once, I don't think, because I really don't care about people's houses. But it's always about bragging. I've seen a couple of like sarcastic ones where you're showing people's trashed out houses and stuff. But I'm in the middle of a remodel right now. And it's been a struggle. We want to sell the house and get another property. But anyway, that's another story altogether. So this is my living room. It's very basic. I have a corduroy couch, which it's getting pretty beat up. But, just your basic plants, wooden chest tables, chairs, right? This is a microwave I need to install because it's part of the remodel. But anyway, this is the built-in that I made, which many years ago, but I just made it perfectly sized so I could pop a TV up there. So we just repainted the fireplace. It used to be all covered with solid, 1/4-inch plywood and then painted white. My wife insisted on tearing it out and then painting the bricks, and I said, I'm all for that. So over here is my kitchen, and it's a bit of a mess right now, but I just got done installing these new floors, and they are actually, sorry, another text. Getting distracted by technology. So these floors are LVP. For anybody who wants to remodel their house, LVP is the way to go. I mean, I like authentic materials. I like using real wood floors. These are actual oak hardwood floors, and they have been, in this house since fucking day one. But I didn't want to put it all the way into the kitchen because it's just such a pain in the butt. So this LVP lays out, it's a floating floor, just like most LVP means luxury vinyl plank flooring. I guess it would be LVT because it's actually like simulating tile. But this shit laid down in like a day. I mean, it takes like 4 hours to lay a whole kitchen. It's really easy. But over here, just so I can give away my secret, I actually laid it over the old mortar from a tile job instead of going back and taking the mortar off and removing the board underneath. I was like, too much concrete board, too much work, not worth the time. And I'm remodeling to sell it, and I'm not one of those guys who wants to do something half-assed, so I did my very best job to clean everything up, level everything. These cabinets I bought from Home Depot, and they were it's the Home Depot special. They're standard like oak, cabinets, whatever they sell. They just get dirty, and I had all of them oiled, and so I had to go through and sand every single angle from every door and the outsides and insides, so I could come back and put in or paint it. So all this paint's new. So I painted the cabinets instead of replacing them, put in a new floor. Then I just put in a new countertop. Oh, this is the only one that's kind of clean. This fake marble shit. But when I set these cabinets in a long time ago, I set them out from the wall on a 2x4 as a backer. I don't know why. I was stupid. Maybe I was inexperienced. Maybe there was some other reason, but I don't recall why. But what that meant was when I put the countertop on, it doesn't go all the way back to the wall. And that's a big pain in the ass. So what I had to actually do was put a spacer board here. It's like a piece of 3/4, or 1x3 or something that I put in here and glued it in tight to the wall. So here's the thing. I didn't want it attached to the countertop. I wanted it attached to the wall. You don't want this grout line breaking up later. And then I put this tile in. This is some Spanish tile. I don't know I think it's made in Italy I think it was Spain. And one of the customers I was working for, he had a few leftover boxes. So that's the tile that I chose to use. And it's really nice, little 5x5 tiles. I haven't grouted it yet. I've got some gray grout, so it'll be similar to these lines. This stuff right here. Dorlorian gray. I like that. Anyway, that's my kitchen remodel. That's my house. That's what I'm working on right now. And my frustration levels are through the roof. My anxiety levels, maybe even a little depression thrown in there, because at the current moment with what's going on, as we're getting ready to remodel, oh yeah, I'm getting ready to swap out these plugs with these puppies. I love USB plugs, but these were on sale because they have more modern ones that actually take the USB-C. Anyway, I want to make it look as modern as possible when I put it up for sale. And out there's the garage, and well, let's just show you the chaos. Because this is my tool room. This is where I make videos. When you see me doing the guitar videos, with videos with the guitars in the background. Somebody mentioned it the other day. They're like, "Oh, I didn't know you built guitars." I try. I've got a whole variety of experiments that I've been working on, various different concepts, and I really like the texture on this one. It's gonna be a bass guitar, but this is my little work area when I do any type of soldering, whatever it might be. And then there's my pack of storage stuff that I need to get rid of. But over here is where I do most of my videos. This is where I've been doing videos for the last 20 years. There's a little desk that I'm always looking at, and my little mirror, and behind me, of course, the American flag, which I want to make it clear is not a political statement at all. It's just that I have pride in my country, my people, and the land I grew up in, and it has nothing to do with the politicians. In fact, the politicians are the ones that ruin it. But I'm not going to get into that because this is more about the house. But something along the lines of why it came to mind is because while I'm remodeling my kitchen, and my house in general, I still got to do the hardwoods, the roof, everything. I have to be super concerned about which materials are going to have extremely high tariff rates, so I can buy them ahead of time, so I can make sure that I'm not spending 150% extra because of some Chinese tariff on a particular product. Fortunately, in construction, most of the 7%, I believe, of all construction materials come from abroad, but a majority of that is things like drywall, lumber, which come from Canada and Mexico. And so I'm working to try to get the materials for my remodel, but the thing is, I'm a carpenter. I do it for a living. I work in construction. I fucked my back up, and so I couldn't do it for a few years, but I got back into it, started doing tiny homes, some of you know. Built tiny houses for a year on trailers. Then my boss retired, so I needed a new job. And I looked into construction, even though I didn't want to do it, and I found a great dude with a good little business and a few employees, and I've been working for him for a little over a year now. And last few weeks have been rough because we had a few clients that wanted to do remodels, and they decided they didn't really want to do that yet until they were sure how much, basically instability in the economy causes people to think twice before spending large sums of money, especially when you have to predict the future of that money. So going out and buying yourself some, biscuits and gravy, that's one thing. Going out and buying a new TV, that's another. You can see the price up front. But dedicating yourself to a full remodel means that a month down the line, the prices on materials might change, and you're going to be stuck with, paying that higher price regardless. So it is frustrating because my boss said the other day, we might not have any work until June. And I'm like, jeez, it's April. That's 2 full months of labor of work. And it's during a time when I do need to do some stuff at home, but I haven't got 2 months worth of work at home. And so I'm thinking about maybe taking TaskRabbit, doing some gig economy shit. I don't know, but it's frustrating. I'm just trying to live as a modern American citizen, fix my house up, sell it, move to a house that I want to live in, rather die in. I'm not greedy. I'm not looking to upgrade to a bigger house. I'm not looking to make more money, really. I mean, that'd be nice, but spend more money rather. But what it comes down to is just wanting to have a house that I can retire and live the rest of my days out with my family, with a few acres, maybe even a little creek or a view of the mountain, something, and that sounds like a lot to a lot of people. But, my thought is if you're an American and you've put in your time, which I probably haven't, but, you should be able to retire in peace and have enough sustenance to enjoy the rest of your years. But we don't live in that world, so it's a dog-eat-dog economy. So anyway, that's my crib. Those are my thoughts, and I'm out. Peace.